there's something inside of you that is different, that is all yours. Because of praise, you find expression to display that uniqueness, that special thing that God has deposited in you. This is a place where you display your talent. This is a place where you display your expertise, and you express yourself in service and worship and praise to God the Father. House of Praise is a place of deliverance, of salvation and cleansing.
Okay. Hello everyone. I hope you can all hear me. Hello.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Absolutely.
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Welcome everyone. My name is Ruth Douglas, as I've already done the introduction, and you're welcome to the Hangout. I'm trying as much as possible for this to be a very fun time. Gisting, no interviews, I promise. I'm not going to have any questions that will make anyone uncomfortable. So let's try and relax and make this a gist. Really. Okay, so without any more explanation, I want everybody to try and do just a brief introduction of yourself. Can I start with Ruth Kakulu? Just do a brief introduction about yourself.
Okay, good evening again to my beautiful ladies. Well, I'm Ruth Kakulu. I'm a pastorpreneur, entrepreneur, an associate pastor from CGMI Sheffield Field. Well, I'm into so many things, but for now, this is Ruth. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, let's have Peace. Please, can you tell us just a little about yourself? Just a little. I know we all do so many things. Just a little. Can you hear me, Peace?
Okay, so that's Peace. Mrs. Peace.
All right, okay. MJ, Mary Jane, can you please tell me about yourself? Tell us about yourself.
Hi everyone. My name is Mary Jane Ubaja. I am an actress and the head of content at Mary Jane Universal Studios. I am also a personal development coach. I say I'm very multidimensional. I do a lot of things. I'm a writer, an author. I'm a podcaster, a blogger. I'm a singer. I'm a humanitarian. As a coach, I founded something called TALA, the African Lady Ambassador Program, where we coach and mentor young ladies across Africa. Currently, we have coached young ladies across, I think, 7 countries, over 100 of them. We are helping them to unlock their potential. We're helping them to see, we are trying to raise standards, global standards, people who are unafraid to venture into the terrain of the world, and represent Africa in their own fields. So yeah, that's me, and that's what I do.
Okay, Shema, please can you tell us, Shema BBB? I love your name.
Hi. Thank you. Hi, my name is Chema BBB. I am called the Big, Bold, and Beautiful. I am a broadcaster. I like to say I talk for a living. I'm a professional voiceover artist. I train on emotional intelligence and experiential communication. And yeah, I talk for a living, basically. That's me for sure.
So let us go straight to talk about the lockdown. I mean, I don't really know. I think if I start to write down all my experiences during the lockdown, I'm sure I'm going to write like 2 books because there were a lot of things. A lot of things happened. So I want us to share experiences, what lockdown was about, how it benefited, where you're not comfortable with. Very good. Can you please tell us about your lockdown experience?
We didn't hear the name you called.
Mary
I think she
Jane.
called Peace.
Oh my! Oh great! I'm going first. Oh man, the
Okay.
Mary
lockdown
Jane.
experience. Great, great, got it. Okay, so my lockdown experience. I think the lockdown started sometime in March. So we're talking about a space of now in October. We're talking about a space of 6 months, right, or something. Um, that's a very long time. Oh no, maybe not six. I think officially 4 to 5 months, and it's just gradually easing up. But something like in lockdown. I mean, schools are still locked down, so I guess we're still kind of like in it. At the beginning of the lockdown, I felt this personally. I felt this rush of excitement. It was not because, of course, it was an unfortunate incident that was making us, stay back at home. But really, I'm not one for the madness in Lagos, the traffic and all of that. And I just couldn't seem to find my way around it, around this crazy traffic, especially because I'm an actress and basically I'm an entrepreneur. And it would seem like, oh, it's easy, plan your journey. No, I would say that the people in the corporate world can actually plan their journeys better. They have such a routine. We don't have that kind of routine. My call time, I was shooting things so before the lockdown and of course even after. And my call time could be 2 p.m. My call time could be 10 a.m. My call time could be anytime, and I just had to get right into that madness, and it was driving me crazy. So that was the first. I was like, "Ooh, yes, everybody can rest." There was also this thing. I am a lot of things that I have a lot on the inside of me, so I just felt like that was the time. I think my system went into overdrive because I went into execution mode straight. I started doing a lot of things
Wow.
after the lockdown. I built my website. The next month, I'd written a book. I was just executions basically. I'd say that within 5, including the launch of Tala and more coming up, including the launch of the African Lady Ambassador program I told you about. And there's still so I don't think it was just for me. I think that for most people in the world, it was a season change. We all enter a new season of our life where
Yeah. Yes.
we sit down and internalize and introspect and begin to execute. Whether come back to family, come back to God, come back into purpose and your passion and whatever it is. But I would say that it wasn't such a bad season. Apart from the tragedy of the illness and deaths amongst us, I think that for me it was okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, okay. This is nice, but I think we need to even get more of the fun stuff, really. I know for so
So
many
that I
people, especially you, Ruth Kakulu, I know you have three beautiful kids. You have three beautiful kids. How was the lockdown experience having all your kids, your husband, everybody at home? Like, how was it really?
Oh, mine. Well, I would say that it was crazy and enjoyable at the same time. From the beginning when it
Yeah.
started, I actually thought it was going to be a joke, maybe a time to relax for at least for a week or two. So I never thought it was going to last this long. Really, I never thought it was going to last this long. No, prior to that, I had series of programs that I was preparing for, and some that I've actually organized. I was privileged enough to actually hold two before the lockdown. So I think the Monday or so, Sunday stroke Monday when it all started, I was supposed to do one that week. I thought, okay, I told my team, I said, let's hold on till after the lockdown, thinking it was just 2 weeks. And that's 2 weeks to be to be honest with you, the 2 weeks, at first it was okay because I felt okay, I was going to relax. But with the children at home, oh my, it's an opportunity for them. When they're
Yeah.
seeing their mother at home, and then to the point that my daughter will open my door like, "Mommy, is this you?" The one, "Mommy, are you sure you are the one at home?" So then they're surprised that they can see their mother seated in one place. I'm like, for crying out loud, can I just have my space? And it's not there. You have one. They come in, simultaneously and just barge in like, oh, mommy, so you are talking. Oh, I just want to see your face. Oh, I'm like, ah. And then the peace you enjoy when they go home. I'm not saying that not really peace. You have your peace when they are with you. But I thought it was just going to be like the usual mid time that you have when they are not around, or when you don't see them and they are around. It's okay, let's enjoy the time together. Man, when the 2 weeks was over, I asked myself, am I going to repeat this craziness around me in the other 2 weeks? So when I heard extension of the Lord, I'm like, oh my God, am I going to continue this? But the beautiful part of that whole thing was the fact that we had time to bond with ourselves. It was good for me to see my husband every day. Every day, not the usual. You see him very early in the morning, he goes to work, comes back late at night, and the kids are already sleeping, they are asleep, and then the next thing is just like, okay, what do you want to eat? You eat, you just delete you. So I had enough of time to gist with him, to discuss what I want to discuss with him, the world or whatever personal. It was a time of mingling and tingling. Do you understand? So I had time to mingle with my children to find out more about them. I also had time to mingle with my husband to find out some things more about him. It's not easy for you to be together. You've been married for years and you're just getting to know some things, new things. I'm like, oh wow, where have I been all this while? But thank God that it was, we maintained our sanity. Really, we maintained our sanity this whole period. Like Mary J rightly said, when you think it was just going to last for only a month, and then you are entering the second, the third, and like this thing is not going out. But thank God for grace. That's all I can say. It's always available. Thank God for grace.
Yes, yes.
Oh yes. When you were talking about going in to have some time, I could actually relate to that because right now I have a room where I stay and lock myself in, and I don't have any apologies for that. I have two kids.
And they don't come to knock at the door.
They do, they do, they do. But I mean,
Oh,
for me to function better, I felt okay. I needed like for some time. I said okay, 30 minutes. I just need to rest, calm down. So I'll come back and know that, oh yes, I'm back fully. I'm ready. I'm ready for all the jumping around. So it was it was crazy, really. I really have to put it that way. It was
oh
crazy.
yes,
Went to bed
yes.
before my help left. So it was just me
Oh
and the
wow.
kids running. No, it's just remembering it now, it was like it was too much, but at some point, I started discovering things about them. I mean, having a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, getting to talk with them, get into conversations with them, and they tell you some things that wow even though some of them
Yeah.
sounded
Mm.
they told
Yeah.
me some things. I mean, recently, my son was trying to avoid eating. And then he said to me, Mommy, if I eat this food, I'm going to get allergies, allergies. Don't you know allergies? And I said, oh, okay. But you still have to eat this food anyways. I know what allergies
Oh
are, but
yes.
you have to. But, yes, but I said allergies, okay. I sometimes watch the TV with you guys. I didn't really hear or take note of the time you heard something like allergies. I thought, okay, this is good for me. And then there were also times when we had to pray. I mean, this lockdown period for me, I had to take time, to spend time with God, with my family. Everybody bonded very well. So every
Oh,
evening we said, okay, it's time for devotion. There were nights I was tired. My husband was tired, and we couldn't have it. And we said, "Oh, you just pray and sleep." And they said, "No, mommy, let's pray, let's sing now. We sing
they're
first
enjoying
before
it.
we." Do you understand what is going on right now? I mean, but it was good for me because I felt okay. You're learning that you
Yeah.
have to pray every night before going to bed. So that was just a short experience for me. But Shema BBB, I know I'm sure you have a lot of things.
Ha!
Yes.
You know, everybody else went on lockdown and we were working. So we are
Yeah.
essential staff. So we didn't, in fact, I
Yeah.
think I had longer, no, I don't think, I had much longer hours when everyone was on lockdown because we had to cut down some staff. You know, we had to make everything minimal because some people, it's at that point you realize that people are coming from really far distances and you can't be letting them commute back and forth. So it was tasking. While people were resting, I was hiring people. I was beefing everyone I could possibly beef.
Oh my.
I had beef for
Oh my.
everybody at home chilling because nothing could go wrong. We had 6 hour shifts back to back. I was working practically at least 6 days a week.
Oh my.
Um, but I was also, to be honest, scared. I was scared because I'm asthmatic, right? So also, you know that is one of the things that your chances of, if you catch COVID, God forbid, your chances are slimmer because it's a respiratory tract infection. So that also really freaked me out. Listen, I was so paranoid. I had wipes. I would buy isopropyl in them, and I would isopropyl into the wipes.
Oh my.
Yes, and I will tell everybody in the studio, you wipe, you wipe, you wipe. You wipe everybody that comes in. You wipe your table. I'm wiping the mics. I'm wiping the puffs. I was that crazy. We had
They wipe
sanitizers
their faces
everywhere,
too.
but that was not enough for me. Listen, social, and creatives, we are good at hugging. So we like to hug and touch each other. It was very weird that you had to really be at a distance. When I come into the studio, I will say hey to you, oh yeah, pass that way. When you pass, then I'll now pass into the console. Like go and say yes. So it was it was tough. But I don't know. I mean it was also introspective for me in more ways than one. It was very introspective for me in more ways than one. Because I think the more you woke up every day to one news or the other, the more you see that life is fickle, really. Like,
Yeah.
so I think for that, on that note as well, it also pointed out to me, and I'm probably going to go a little spiritual on y'all. It pointed out to me how God is actually saving us every single day. Like you mentioned
Yes.
allergies, and I just laughed because there's so many crazy things out there that some of us don't even
Yes.
know about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you sleep,
Exactly.
you wake up every day, you're passing the
Exactly.
streets of whatever state you're in, and you are looking at people surviving some. Look at the kind of pollution that we face. Let me use Lagos as an instance. Air pollution alone in Lagos. And we are
Oh
not
my.
necessarily dying of air pollution. Do you know what I mean? So I think it made me also see how God has just been saving us from a lot of things.
A
And
lot of
even
them.
now, I mean, we're still in the COVID season. Like, look at the death rate and the infection rate in
Survival rate.
Nigeria,
Yeah.
and you will know that God has to just be good because
Yeah.
I can't but agree
this
to
our
that. Yeah, absolutely.
the choice.
Absolutely.
I
I
mean,
can't
so
but agree to
it was asking,
that.
asking, grateful.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to add when you were talking about the children. Might I add, yeah, when the whole thing started, we were all forced to begin to school from home. Well, they were forced into this homeschool thingy. That one was mad.
Yeah.
I remember. Hey, the first day I tried that homeschool. Hey, I went on social media now. I went to do one rant post for the teachers, for the proprietors, for all of them. For what? There was no way. It was mad. It was mad. It was mad. Then I don't know. So they'll send us these WhatsApp messages, things that they should do. Then they'll keep calling in to check in, or they'll keep sending messages to check in. Has your daughter done this? Has your daughter done this? Then what? My phone, I needed my space. I was writing that period. That period, I was writing like 3 hours every single day. I was blogging. I was writing. I'm like, what? It was mad. I did this rant post and I made sure that the school saw it. I said, I knew the proprietors were going to see it. I knew the class chair was going to see it. I apologized in the post, but I could not help. I said, we cannot take this thing. How did I think finally they chilled. Then I think what state now said that there was no more schooling, no more online schooling. Man, I was happy. I'm wed.
Look at you.
I know. What is my own with maths and English? See, oh yeah, maths, English.
I wanted to say this is the time that you will know who went to school, who knows book and who doesn't know book.
Like, what do you mean?
Oh God.
I'm actually soccer
For me, I actually I ignored that.
You ignored you continued schooling, right?
Oh, no. For me, I ignored that, really. Because, for you to have three children, and then I opened the system for them. And I realized that I saw from page 1 to 21, like, me? What time do I have to do that? So I said, you know what? It's going to be a time for us to play. So it's a fun time for us. So I closed everything. So when I think that they are playing too much, that's when I will tell them, oh, you have schoolwork to do. No, it was good for me because they didn't do the online schooling. So they kept sending messages via email. So for the email, you still have it there. It should be boxed there. So whenever you like, you open it for them to go and do their revision. So it was easier for me. And for my last baby, she loves books so well. So every minute and every day, she just keeps telling me, reminding me that she needs to do. So the only thing I could do was to say, okay, you know what? Go to the bookshelf and get a book to read. And when she was done with about 3 books, she'll come and tell Mommy, I'm done. So I didn't know what to do. I told her, I said, okay, these are the books you can't read. They are too big. They are complex. Okay, you know what? Let's open the system for you. It's not easy. I did find that funny because I cannot be buying data and spend so we stay like 3 hours on the system to be doing school work. It was crazy, really. It was crazy.
But
that's like their session, though.
That was a pain for mothers worldwide. Every mother complained about online schooling.
Exactly.
Oh,
no, it was the mothers that so we were the ones involved in it.
Yes, it was actually
the fathers
they won't have that kind of
I won't even call
and the patience. No, they won't have the patience.
No, my husband has more patience than
yes, they don't have patience for that. I agree.
The problem is that you are patient.
Mary J, seriously.
His patience will step up. Me, his patience had to come up, so he was patient. He handled it. No, I was destabilized. Completely. No. So what I did was I built a schedule for them. I said, you are doing school work 3 times a week, and we still do that today. They don't do Monday to Friday. They do school work 3 times a week. I selected the subject and I'll teach them just the basics. 3 subjects. They do math, English with oral.
But is that not a detriment to them? And here's why I'm asking. Is that not a detriment to them? Because if you think about it, the school session is still on. Like, a lot of them ended up doing, their studies and then graduating to the next class still online. You know what I mean? So is that not a detriment to them to cut down their...
Let me tell you why it's not. Let me tell you why it's not. So let me tell you why it's not. I have my projections. I knew we were entering into the 3rd term. We were entering into a long holiday. I said, these kids are not going to go for all those summer school things that they go for. They have all this period to do the learning, spread the work. So they've completed the curriculum. My daughter has finished her math. She's on another math program that I started her on, right? My son, same thing. My daughter is going to primary 4. She's finished her primary 3 math. She's almost in the middle of her primary 4 math. So when she goes back to school, she's not gonna, the English is the same thing. But I do it just very paced learning because I have to work. My husband now has resumed work. He's gone back to work. What I focused more on was arts. So in this period, my maestro, and you might not understand it, The day you see her play, you'll be like, she plays in this period, she mastered the keyboard. In this period, my son is 4, he's a
Oh
drummer.
wow.
He drums with professional drums. He drums with
Wow. But
and he's
you
4.
got them engaged now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got them engaged. It's good.
Get them engaged. And I have the policy of very little television. Television is for weekends. It's always been like that. So they don't really
Oh,
get to
wow.
sit
Oh,
down
that's so
with
good.
you. Yeah. So no, they
Peace
engage
hasn't told us her
productively.
experience, so
Yes.
Okay, quickly. Okay, can we get Auntie Peace? Are you there? We've not heard from you. We need to hear about your
Please, we are
experience, your
waiting for
lockdown
you.
experience. How was it for you? How was it for you? Your lockdown experience. Can you hear me?
Auntie Peace. Auntie Peace, can you hear us? I think
Okay.
she's frozen again. With a network challenge.
Yes.
It's the rains. It's a peculiar thing to Nigeria. Sorry,
Yeah.
by the way, this rain thing. I was doing a live video some days ago, and my friend actually called me and said, "I'm sorry, is this rain thing like every time you guys say the data, the rain? I don't understand it because this doesn't happen in my country." I'm like, "Yeah, that's why it's Nigeria. It's a
Yeah.
situation. We're sorry."
We are special, peculiar people.
What country is she coming from?
Oh my.
Country.
Okay.
Who else? Who
Okay.
else?
Before peace comes up, let me quickly ask, discussing about
Okay,
the
go ahead.
children. You know, yes, I didn't want to fill them up with just their academic works, so I had to get them
Yeah.
engaged. Okay, I will quickly say this: when the whole pandemic started, the whole COVID-19, my kids likes watching the news. And my first daughter just keeps giving me information, oh, so amount of persons, oh, in this country it was this, oh, in this country, oh, it was Nigeria, and then I sensed that this wasn't going the right way. I realized that instead of filling their day or starting the day with Jesus, we were starting the day with what? With the news. And then when she comes in to tell me, she rushed into the room and like, oh, mommy, so number just like, mommy, did you just hear that so person died of COVID-19? And then I saw that where she was speaking from was a place of fear. And then I told myself something
Yeah.
that no, I need to really cut this out. And this was the same thing that so many persons faced during that period, going out for the essential workers, when they're going now, they come in. I saw so many videos of how fathers comes into the house, they can't even embrace or hug their children. It was alarming really at that time. And then I told myself that, okay, instead of filling their brains up with just academic work, this is the time, aside us bonding, having fellowship with ourselves as a family, we needed to have fellowship with the Word of God. And then at that point in time, I introduced, Bible studies. I introduced regular morning devotions. No longer morning devotions when I didn't go to work. My husband is at home. He didn't go to work. Like weekend. No, it was now a daily basis morning devotion, night devotion. For them to get used to. So when I started with that, all of a sudden their thoughts and their minds went out from the news, what they hear daily. It was no longer, so when they are mentioning, oh, it was COVID-19, oh, COVID-19 can kill you. Like, no, you don't say that. For a child of God, or as a child of God, you proclaim life. We have this, we are immune, our immune system is strong. So we have this immunity that nothing of such will get to us. But that does not mean that we shouldn't be careful. So it was the time to teach them the rules, teach them what they need to know, but I took the time as well to fill them up with the Word of God. So every week you have the book you are reading, the one handling Ephesians, we handle Ephesians, the one doing Philippians. So it was a routine that we inculcated into our lifestyle at that time. And at that very moment, I realized that there was no place of fear in their lives and in my home anymore. So their lives were coming back normal. It was normal. And then I just said, okay, I think I did a short video at that time to talk on peace. I knew everybody was giving a speech or giving one sermon or the other on peace at that time. But because of the experience I had in my home, so I told myself, okay, it was necessary to just do a very brief video and send to the women group, they can actually just send it out, because so many persons were also scared, just like what Choma said. They want to like, oh, wipe you and do everything before you come, or don't come close to me, don't hug me and all that. But it was necessary. And I still encourage that. It's not because of the pandemic or COVID-19. So every other ladies or women or family member, dad, mom that is watching us right now live, we should inculcate that culture in the lives of our children, that they should realize that they must start their day with Jesus, with communicating with Jesus and not with the news.
I think it was Queen Jasmine. Queen Jasmine just said something very apt, and that's so true. She said she's feeling for illiterate parents, like parents that didn't go to school during that time.
Queen Jasmine. Yeah.
Okay,
Queen Jasmine is one of the African lady ambassadors. I just thought to say that.
Okay.
She just finished the program, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Is Auntie Peace back?
Yes, I'm back. I can hear everyone, but
okay.
I can hear everyone, but I can't see. So I don't know if you can hear me.
No, we can see you.
We can see you and we can
hear you and we can see you clearly.
Oh, great.
Okay, could you please, yes, could you please tell us your lockdown experience? How was it really?
Okay, I'm not even going to lie. When I hear everybody talking about their lockdown experience, I just keep laughing. I'm so amused because before the lockdown, for us here in Abuja, because I live in Abuja, so for us here in Abuja, I work from home. The lockdown started late March, I think, if I can remember correctly. But before then, my life wasn't so different from when the lockdown started because I work from home. Yes, everything I do, all my jobs, I'm a blogger. So I blog with my laptop. All I need is my laptop and an active internet. So I work from home. I'm also a lifestyle and nutrition coach. I do that online. And I do a lot of production too for my husband's film company. So most of the things I do is just online. I run an online market as well. I'm a media entrepreneur. So everything I did before the lockdown was just from home. So when the lockdown started, it wasn't so different for me. What I just did was I went to the market and, like every other person, I did my normal stocking up, but I didn't do any panic buying. For some reason, I didn't panic at first. I was just buying stuff normally, essentials that we needed. I stocked up. But later on, when the numbers started going up, like what they say about fear is when you dwell on it, So as a Christian, I sort of like learned how to really exercise my faith that period. Because somewhere along the line, I started panicking. I was like, what if, when people started dying, like this chief of staff, the cemetery where he was buried was very close to where I lived. So I started panicking that, oh my God, what if the market I go to is infected? What if the places I go to around in my neighborhood is infected with this virus? I started panicking. So when I go out and I come back, usually my kids will run out. I have two younger kids, aged 11 and 9. So usually they will run out to hug me. So I started telling them, look, when mommy comes back, just stand at a distance. Don't come to hug me. Don't come to say hello. Just wait till I wash my hands at the tap outside, wash my feet, off my clothes. The normal things they were telling us to do at that time. So I remember one day that stood out for me. Something weird and funny really happened. It wasn't funny then. I came back one of those days from the market and my daughter forgot. She just ran and she was coming to hug me. She almost touched me. And I was like, no. As I was running away, I slammed the door of my car and locked my key in the key was still in the ignition, and I locked my key inside. So everything I bought, the food, the meat, everything was locked in the car. And it was hot. That kind of Abuja heat in the middle of March, it was hot.
Oh, wow.
Everything was practically cooking and frying inside the car. We now started looking for how to force the car door open. No way, nothing at all. Then we had to call a panel beater. Now, at that time, there were road checks, police, the mopol, all the officials, they were out there on the roads, checking people, asking them why, do you have a permit to pass? It was a total lockdown. Somehow God just helped us because my husband works with the National Assembly. So he kind of like pulled some strings. The panel had to come over and then help us unlock the car before we could bring out the food and the drinks and take them inside. After I survived that episode, I just told myself that, look, I'm not going to panic again. I'm just going to calm down, really, really calm down and, believe in God that, look, this infection, this plague will just pass me by. It won't touch me. It won't touch any member of my household. So that's just what happened. And anytime our foodstuff or supplies were depleted and I needed to go out, I just took extra precaution, took extra care and not panic. So that was just it basically for me. Yes.
Wow.
I had a box of gloves and it was marked every day.
Wow. Okay, I want us to talk about something I know many women do not want to talk about. How were you able to keep fit? I mean, well, let's just put it this way. Your lockdown weight, how was
Your lockdown what?
Wait.
Wait. Oh.
it?
Oh.
Hey.
Yeah, I could go first.
Yes.
Oh my.
You know how you carry postpartum weight around there? There is lockdown weight. I am still carrying it around.
That's exactly what I was about to say. I'm still carrying my lockdown weight, in fact. I'm still carrying it about.
It's been like this. For me, it's been up and down, up and down. It's been very, very up and down. So at the beginning of the lockdown, honestly, I embraced it. I embraced the lockdown. I won't lie. I totally embraced it. I just thought that, Lagos was just mad and everybody needed to chill somehow. And I said, if they all chill, we're not going to die, And I really thought that it was a period where a lot of people finally discovered themselves. I felt like people were just merely living and merely existing or whatever. They're just existing, trying to go in, doing things. I was like, I embraced it. So when I saw my husband too stay at home, I'm like, woo, woo. So we're gonna have fun. And I started eating everything they used to eat. Normally I'll have man, I'll eat eating nonsense. If I confess to you my unrighteous feeding. Oh Lord, we were eating nonsense. Because this man would he was going out in the morning, no need for breakfast, the kids have their cereal, but now we have to make breakfast, so we all dive into the breakfast, toast bread, the things that we'll put inside. Oh Lord, me, I was not eating bread normally, so I just gained weight. I was having jam, in fact, I'm still carrying it around. I lost it at some point, gained it up and down, up and down. But I'm confident that I'm okay. I'll lose it. You can't tell from my face. Now, most of my meetings are on Zoom, so nobody can tell. So I'm like,
one thing I noticed about one thing I experienced in the lockdown was that it's as if we all started cooking more, we were not focused more on food, cooking more. I don't know, it was like, family is complete sort of, so let's do more cooking.
I started baking.
Let's do more of, food spread.
We're just busy.
Cooking,
yes, exactly.
And then a lot of Netflix. And so we're cooking, eating, watching movies, cooking, eating, watching movies. But there was one beautiful thing that happened in my estate. I now noticed that in the evenings, everybody came out and they took a walk.
I was walking.
Usually in the estate, everybody minds their business. So it's Oyo. They go out in the morning, come back in the evening. Everybody stays inside their houses. But in the evenings, during that lockdown, everyone just came out. So everyone started knowing everyone. Yeah. There are a lot of people I didn't even know resided in my estate. I started seeing them. They came out. Some of them who had dogs, pets. They come out, walk their dogs. They're walking out in throngs, taking evening walk. So me, I just tapped my husband one day and said, come, do you want us to carry last in this house? So yeah, I'll put on your sneakers. We are coming out in the evenings. So we'll come out, myself, himself, the kids. We'll just take, strolls in the evenings like that. But that one wasn't even enough to burn the fat because we're still eating more, resting more, and then watching more Netflix.
You eat exercise, you eat your exercise.
I'm telling you. So it was just like a cycle of eating, walking, and all of that.
Okay, quickly, we're still going to talk about this weight gain. We're still going to talk about our weight and all. Yes, I think admin needs to
after the advert.
do some adverts. Yes, we need to go on break now. Okay. After the adverts, we'll continue. Yes, okay. Admin, are you ready?
Everyone is created special, unique. There's only one you, and God has never ever created a nobody, because He has deposited something inside of you that is different, that is unique, that is all yours. In House of Praise, you find expression to display that uniqueness, that special thing that God has deposited in you. This is a place where you display your talent. This is a place where you display your expertise, and you express yourself in service and worship and praise to God our Father. House of Praise is a place of deliverance, of salvation, and cleansing.
Okay.
Every person is a real somebody. God never made a nobody.